What's going on, guys? Another episode, podcast. You know the vibes, the usual. So friendly. The Phoenix. The Phoenix 69 on Twitter. 6969. There you go on Twitter.
Yeah, we're gonna leave out, let it alone.
Oh, you gonna be a party pooper? Party pooper Rex.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead with your little 6'9" and your freaky sex toys and all that stuff.
6'9" is my favorite position. But who do I have to my left here, guys? Talk to him, E-Bob. Let him know who you are.
Again and again, I reintroduce myself. My name is Bobby. I go by the Photo Mac on IG, Alluring Crazy Photography on Facebook, E-Bob on 501 Witty.
There you go.
Yeah, so I got many hats, many personalities.
So do I.
But yeah, enough about me. Today's guest, we have Miss Carmen Bradford.
Yes.
All right, talk to people.
Well, my name is Carmen Bradford. I am a native to Little Rock. You can find me on Instagram at Studio62INC, on Facebook at Studio62INC, and website Studio62INC.com. So
really?
I'm a photographer. I own a local studio here. I do graphic design work. I do video work. I also have a full-time job too. I am full-time employed at Philander Smith College as their webmaster / digital marketing coordinator. And I hold a couple other positions in other places as well because God has been good to me.
Hey,
so
that's awesome. Yeah, I wish I knew you was a graphic designer. I'd have reached out to her for the damn sign.
So you could design stuff like this?
I didn't know.
Yeah,
no one's
now we know.
She got Joe in this motherfucker.
Now we know.
Jeez.
So yeah, man, she spoke on her Studio 62. Hey, if y'all looking for a nice, clean, friendly environment to go take some photos, man, that is definitely the spot. I've used a couple studios around Little Rock, and by far I can say hers is my favorite.
No cap?
No cap. Hers is my favorite. I just like the space. I like the environment. It's free. She sets you up what you need and let you do you, man, and that's good.
I enjoy my time there.
Yeah, we actually did our shoot there on the 501 Witty rebranding shoot. It was dope, man, and we had a good time. She was professional. The studio is actually pretty spacious. She got plenty of props and stuff what you need. So, like I said, if you're looking for anything like that, just hit Miss Carmen up and she'll definitely lead you in the right direction. But I have a question.
Oh, no.
And the main question is, what led you into photography? Like, what made you want to pick that camera up and say, hey, I want to just start shooting?
Honestly, let me back it up. First off, I always wanted to be a videographer.
Okay.
Not so much a photographer. I actually have my bachelor's degree in mass communications.
Okay.
Emphasis in media production and design, and my minor is in photography.
Oh.
But I just minored in photography really for, to learn about framing and things like that. But I never wanted to be a photographer. I actually felt like photography was probably harder than videography.
Really?
And I mean, when you've always done video, and it's like, especially like you do weddings or something like that, you can't miss a moment when you're filming. It's like always there. But with photography, your camera might lock up or anything might happen like right in that moment, and if it's done because it's just still frame. So I never really wanted to be a photographer, but I went through a lot of downs in my life, let's put it like that, and I ended up in a position because I've been in jail a couple times. It don't look like it, but I have.
Ooh, and thank God you don't look like what you've been through.
Oh, smooth criminal.
But when you got a little baby record, you can't always get a job, and so my kids that happened to give me a camera, and I'm like, you know what? I'm broke. I'm finna just charge people to take pictures.
So she went from shooting niggas to shooting people at this.
I don't have any felony charges.
Allegedly. I'm sorry, guys. Allegedly.
Woo! I don't have any felonies, but it was just hard to get a job. I got interviews. I could always get an interview, but I could never pass a background check. And so, like, I've been hired, and then, you know, it's been rescinded because I didn't pass the background check. So I was just like, okay, I got kids. Like, I got to make some money. So
family to support.
Right.
Yeah.
So I just started charging people to take pictures.
Hey.
And that's what was my supplemental income until I finally got my college degree. And then really, because, not to say that you don't need college, but you really don't need college for this type of stuff that we do.
No, you don't.
Like media and communications. But what's good about college is the people that you meet in college and the people that you network with. So my first real job, my first full-time job, I was recommended by my professor. And so that's when I really started making real money because of who he introduced me to. And they never did a background check.
Really?
And so, I mean, at this point, it shouldn't even be on my background anymore. But, because it's over 7 years.
Yeah.
So did you get that like expunged, or it just kind of fell out?
I just think it doesn't come up anymore. Because they ask you, 3 or 7 years, 3 or 7 years, and like it's so old,
And even from the personal standpoint, man, something happened 10 years ago. Am I that same person?
Right.
No. So leave me alone about this shit.
That's so true.
So I'm glad that's there because, come on, man. That happened fucking 15 years ago. What are you talking about?
Right.
So yeah, leave me the fuck alone.
So when you first started shooting, now I don't want to talk about your prices now unless you just want to, but when you first started shooting, how much were you charging for a shoot?
Ooh, like it was ridiculous. You think about like what? It was like $50.
Woo! Hey,
but I was saying you fresh in the game.
Right.
You don't know. You gotta be realistic.
Yeah. Hey, I was right there with you. I promise. I promise. And when I started gaining more knowledge and getting better and actually looking at my old work compared to now, I was like,
what?
Yeah, it's time to go ahead and jack it up a little bit. And yeah, that's how that went for me. So as far as like, do you charge different from like studio versus outdoor?
I do. Because, and I think it might be backwards for some people, but people who like have a studio, like own a studio, I charge more to go outside. Because I got to pack my stuff up.
Oh, yeah.
And then go
outside.
Driving,
whatever the case may be.
Get to wherever I'm going. And I know people who don't necessarily have a studio, you charge more because you have to rent studio time.
Do y'all hear this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's real talk. Like, and I've had a couple people hit me up saying, is all you do is outside work? I'm like, no, I have access to the studio, but
it's going to cost you.
It's going to cost you more. Because at that point, if I don't charge you more, then at that point, I'm losing money.
Right, it's coming at your money.
Right, so that's the difference right there, guys. Like, we're not trying to, well, I'm not personally
But they should know that anyway, because if I'm an event coordinator, and it's different if I had a party at my house, versus shooting at a location.
Right.
Yeah, it's going to be a little different, because I got to rent the damn facility.
Right.
Versus my fucking backyard. So come on, guys.
But consumers be acting like,
That's playing though, because they trying to, they know.
We need to, because they need to hear the truth.
Well, we can talk about them.
Let's talk about them. They need to hear the truth.
They smarten them up.
They ratchet.
They gonna learn.
It's like, who was that? Y'all know Roger Robinson. Really cool, dope photographer. He's been in the game for years. Really great person. But he said there's always 3 things when it comes to getting a product that you need. You have fast, you have good quality, and you have cheap. And you'll never have all 3 of them in one.
Okay.
And so you'll either have fast and good quality, but it's not going to be cheap. Or you'll have cheap and you'll have good quality, but it's not going to be fast. You see what I'm saying? And so that's what consumers don't really understand is you want something to be really great. You want it to be really cheap. You want it to be really fast. Baby, the world don't work like that.
Yeah, man.
And so...
she preaching right now.
They just...
On a Sunday.
Listen.
They don't understand, especially they'll send you a picture they see on Instagram or something. Oh, can I have this? You can have that, baby, but you gotta pay for it.
Right.
And it's like they don't get that, and they want to argue with you about your prices, baby. Go find somebody that'll charge.
But then another thing too about it, I am speaking to you motherfuckers. My black people, you go pay top dollar to the whites. Hey, listen, it is what it is. But when it comes to a person of color, they're doing the same thing. Show them the same respect. Like, just take care of business. Like, just handle this transaction. Get your stuff when you get it. And then we can move on.
That goes back to a whole nother thing. That's just that's our mindset towards each other. Though.
Yeah, condition like a motherfucker. Man.
Don't want to see the next person up.
We like crabs in a barrel. Just put on everybody back down.
Yeah, that's a good mentality, because that's the crab mentality is out there. That's facts.
Can't nobody get up.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, man, because like even when I book certain people, I could tell if they're gonna go through with it or not just by the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And like if their last word after I've said what I've said to give them everything they need to know, if the last word they say is okay, I know it's dead from there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because they don't real about it, say, oh, let's go.
Right.
Or they be getting ready to like, hey.
Right. And as a photographer, you also have to be a salesperson. You have to sell your product. You have to sell your work. So I know how to word things in order to get people to come
buy in.
Right. To buy in. So if you're gonna say okay, then I know the conversation is dead at that point. So like, and my prices are not. It's crazy because I compare prices from other photographers, and I don't ask other people how they get
their numbers.
I use other people to.
Of course, you did. Hey, that's how you
This is market research.
Yeah, that's
right. So, and I, me personally, I'm a lot cheaper than a lot of these photographers around here, and I'm not trying to throw dirt on nobody in there like that, but I feel like my quality is better than.
Then charge more.
Oh my God, man! I want to, and I will, but I feel like the people who are, and I'm not saying no names, so if you take any offense to this, then that's just you. But
oh God!
I'm not saying no names, but I feel like certain people around here charge their price doesn't match their quality.
Mm-hmm. But somebody paying it.
But somebody,
and
that's the crazy part.
That's just overall consumer. Because, like, for example, for food, cars, whatever. If the market value is where it is, it's because people are paying it regardless, which why they never change because, this demographic may not be able to afford it, but somebody can, and they keep it going. Not saying you're wrong in your approach, but what she's saying is someone's paying that stuff, so the market value is there.
So at that point, I feel like you're skimping out on quality.
What that comes with the whole investment in value and gambling.
That's the thing is, some people, it's not necessarily about the quality of picture because people like us who are photographers, we can look at a picture and say that ain't right. But the average consumer really don't quite see the difference between stuff like that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what we see, because I've been looking, I'm like, that ain't, he know, she know,
Right.
We be looking at that because we have the eye for stuff like that. The average consumer does not have the eye for stuff like that. It's all
that
about,
makes sense. Go ahead, sorry.
It's all about perceived value. Like, you have to up the perceived value of your product, whether it's a super high quality product or not. Plus, and then you have to up your experience with the customer, because people will come back to you even if your product isn't all that great. If they had an awesome experience with you, because that's what they remember.
Correct.
So you have to sell that. You're selling the experience. You're selling the product too, but it's really more so about how you make people feel.
Facts.
And you can charge whatever you want to charge.
Facts.
And somebody's going to pay. That's one thing that's when I first upped my price. The first time I upped my price, my daddy was like, "Baby, what is you doing?" He was like, "You do good work and you're not charging enough. And then you giving too many pictures." My daddy is not a photographer. Do you hear me? He don't know nothing about that. He is a creative person though. But he was like, you're too straight. You're doing too much work. He was like, you can do less work for more money and be comfortable where you are, because you charging $50 and giving people 100 edits for what?
That part.
For what?
Man.
Yeah.
I mean, they not even, because, not saying that you shouldn't deal with cheap people.
Right.
But you shouldn't deal with cheap people.
Right. I mean, that's
just not, we
And
have for the amateur.
And for the consumer out there, understand too, there's nothing wrong with being cheap. You want to be financially responsible and live within your means. That's fine. But no, if you want certain elements of life, you will have to pay the market value for that particular enjoyment in life. So just keep that in mind too.
That is so true. And because weddings, I don't do weddings anymore. I don't like weddings. But have you noticed that when you do weddings, and I think it's so strange, the last thing that people want to look for is a photographer. And that's the one that they're trying to negotiate on their budget with. But the only thing you will have left from your wedding is your pictures.
Facts.
You have your marriage, and then you have the pictures. Like, in the dress, you probably not going to fit in. You know what I'm saying?
No.
But the cake gone, the music gone, the guests gone, everything gone.
Hell, the goddamn marriage only lasts.
And you see what I'm saying? All you got is the pictures, and that's what you want to skimp on. That don't even make sense.
Man, look.
That should be the first thing on your list.
Yeah, I agree.
Next
to the venue.
Right. Well, yeah, that's true.
And is that the reason why you don't shoot weddings anymore?
No, I don't shoot weddings because I don't like dealing with brides. And
Bridezillas.
I don't like dealing with brides.
You got into it with some brides?
Not necessarily got into it, but you know, some people are like super extra picky.
Yeah.
And I really hate to say, but I've kind of gotten to a place where I want someone to book me because they see my style, they see my creativity, and they just want me to flow on what God gave me.
Right.
And so I just don't want to do weddings because it's about them.
Right.
And I do like when people come to me with their vision. I like help bringing visions alive, but brides are generally like really, really picky. Mm-hmm. And I just don't. And then plus I don't want to be at a wedding for 8 hours all day and just look at the same thing. I mean, that's me.
Do you, I'm going to ask you too, when it comes to like, you know, because you said something about price and stuff like that and going outside and shooting and travel and gathering your material. Do you have a staff that you pay out to?
So I do have one. Y'all probably met her. Her name is Christian. She's so awesome.
Is that the lady that's at the studio sometimes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That is my bestie, honey. Been rocking with her for like 20 plus years.
And I say that because some people don't understand it either.
Because
you may charges too because you see all this equipment doesn't get here by itself.
Yeah,
I can't hold everything.
Right.
So I have to take care of this individual too because this is their time that they're spending with me in this particular evolution. So I say that because some people don't understand it either. You have a staff, we have a crew.
We could break down expenses that people don't understand. Y'all.
Yeah, so that's why you get charged when you get charged.
I mean, they don't understand.
You got to go into major detail, but that's why I was asking that question. Do you have a staff?
Right. Well, if you break down any, like how people price products, period. So if you say, I do a photo shoot, say the photo shoot lasts 1 hour, that's already 1 hour of my time. Yeah. But I have to book you. So I spend how much time talking to you to book you? Let's say that's 20 minutes. Yeah. Booking you, so that's already an hour and 20 minutes. Then after I take your pictures, I have to deliver your pictures to you.
Yeah.
How long does it take for you to edit pictures? You know what I'm saying? That might be another 2, 3, 4 hours depending on what you're doing. That's already like 5, 6 hours of my time. Plus, you have to think about the experience that's going into this. Like you're not hiring a photographer that's straight out of school. You're hiring someone who has a degree in this, who spent hours doing this. I'm a graphic designer on top of that, so your pictures are already gonna be super saucy just because of who I am, period. And so it's like, how much do you think my time is worth? If you got charged $50 and I done spent between 6 to 10 hours dealing with you, I ain't even make a minimum wage.
No, it's like people understand too. This goes even to the food industry. When they do a particular plate cost, they charge only for the product, the labor, the person who created the dish, the kitchen, and of course you have the profit.
Right.
So it's usually in threes. You got, like I said again, guys, the product, the labor, and of course you gotta make a profit. They usually have things that are kind of marketed out. So the same thing goes with photography. The product, as far as the material, the labor, and of course you gotta make a profit.
Right.
So keep that in mind, guys.
Plus, as a studio owner, all the expenses of the studio.
Oh, yeah.
The rent, the internet, the insurance, the Adobe product subscriptions, the Microsoft products. Like, it's a lot.
Your equipment.
My equipment. Ooh, don't get me started on my equipment.
The equipment itself is a beast.
And if things go down, you got to replace it real quick.
Right.
In the moment.
Every time I take your picture, I'm putting wear and tear on my equipment.
Yeah, man.
For you.
Yeah, man.
It's like,
y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand that, but hopefully after y'all watch this video, y'all will. But it's more than just us throwing a number on there and saying, hey, I'm going to charge you this just cause. No, it's not just cause.
I have a question. You can speak to the people too, Carmen. Some of the do's and don'ts from a customer standpoint. Like, what do they need to know when they approach you, they come to your studio or deal with you? Do's and don'ts.
Do know what you want. I don't like being ill-prepared for photo shoots. So like before I even take pictures, I'm asking you, well, what are your outfits? What colors do you want? Because I do a lot of glamour birthday photography shoots. And so I do like curtains and rugs and balloons and all of that. If I don't know what your outfit is, I can't even style your set because I don't know what you're wearing. But a lot of people be like, oh, I don't know what to wear. How you booking a photo shoot? I'm just saying, and you don't know what you're going to wear. Do come with your makeup done. That part, and a good makeup artist, because folks be looking real raggedy with the makeup not blended, the lace fronts all wrong. If you gonna spend, I'm telling you, my minimum shoot is $300. If you're gonna spend $300 on some pictures, why you ain't got yourself together?
Right.
I'm just saying, I'm just saying, pre-plan for your pictures. Like, period. Don't just wake up and say, I'm going to take pictures today. It doesn't really work like that.
And then you're gonna be mad.
You gonna be mad?
They'll get mad at the ending result, and then want to blame you because they not ready.
Ooh, and then be like, can you slim my stomach? Can you get rid of my double chin?
Dude,
Pause real quick. Can I say this? If you want your stomach to be slimmer, get your fucking ass in the fucking gym prior and lose some fucking.
Bro, I hate that question. Like, I am not a surgeon. I am a photographer. I can do stuff like that, but honestly, to me, that takes away the quality of the photo.
Yeah.
Because you know the shit fake.
And also, people gonna know you in the person that know the people. Like, that's not, what the hell?
Right, that's not shit.
Like, catfishing.
Right. Like,
that part.
But I have enlarged a lot of asses. I will say that.
Well, how aren't you nice?
I try. Especially for the flat booty people, because I'm flat booty too.
Oh, SpongeBob's out there.
I feel pain. And so when they say they want it a little round, I do a little round, but I'm not doing real.
Right.
You gonna pay if you want me to extensively change your body.
She said she not no Dr. Miami now.
Listen, I'm not.
Fix a flat.
I'm not.
In the ass.
But I do, like, if I see you sagging, I lift it up. I give you a little lift.
That's nice.
That's dope.
I try.
You giving men out here chest that they don't have to?
I give men hairlines.
Whoa!
Yeah. I give them hairlines. You don't have no hair.
Oh, I'm good.
You were smart enough to just cut it out. Some men are holding on.
This way.
They're holding on and they should have let go a long time ago.
You said the headline way back then.
Like, you know,
Stephen A. Smith type shit.
So, do you charge extra for that?
I do.
I was about to say you should, because that's extra work.
Yes.
I don't know how to. Real quick, how does that go in the consultation? Hey, can you, before we, hey, I kind of.
They don't tell me that in consultation. They'll get there. And they'll be like, so, can you just do something here?
Wow. You're like, okay, maybe extra $50.
Man, look, when I first learned Photoshop, bro, I had a chick.
Yeah.
She had like some little patches.
Okay.
You put the thing in for her.
I filled that thing in for her.
All right.
But let me tell you this.
Damn.
She got mad at me.
Oh, she wanted to show.
Oh, she wanted them edges gone.
Oh, okay.
She wanted the edges gone, bro.
She probably thought you shitting on her. Like, oh, hold on.
That's the thing too. I don't, and unless it's subtle, I don't make changes unless they requested the changes.
Ooh, but see, it was just bothering me, man. It was bothering me because I feel like it was messing the whole picture.
Hey, how you doing, man? I just want to let you know before I
That's
do this.
another thing.
Go ahead. What's up, Carmen?
I mean, it's that just reminded me how people think, and not to be rude, but people think that those pictures are like their pictures, but it's not their pictures. It's our pictures. The photographer owns the pictures. We have the copyright to the pictures.
Like the masters in music.
Yes, like the masters in music. Your raw photo, those are the photographer's pictures.
Because you use my equipment, my studio.
We created it.
Yeah.
And so, not to say offense to the girl that didn't want her edges fixed, but at the end of the day, it's your picture.
She watched this like, this motherfucker.
And you can do what you want to do to your picture. You know, if she wanted to sign some type of agreement where she said, please don't release my pictures, you could do that. But at the end of the day, it's my work. And you are paying to have a copy of the work. That's really what they do. Just meant to say.
Because you got to build your catalog up. You have to have something to refer to so I can show maybe other people that this is what I do, blah, blah. And just overall, a body of work needs to be collected and held by you.
Do you feel disrespected when you spend time editing photos and your client gets them back and they go to IG and throw a filter on?
That hasn't really happened so much, but I do.
But keep that in mind, guys. Y'all both talk to him. Tell him right now.
That is highly.
Do not.
Me personally, that's highly disrespectful to me because I spent time actually, getting the frame right, composition, all that stuff right, making sure this picture's good. Then on top of that, I go back, spend more time editing, making sure the light and the shadows, all that stuff good. And you get the product and go fuck it up with a filter on IG.
Correct.
That's just like you basically erasing everything I just did. Like that's a slap in the face to me. I hate that.
And you also tell them that I say it for you. You are misrepresenting their overall product.
Yes.
Because other people that may not know what you did with this young man or this young lady, they thinking this is what they did. You're lying to them, and it's fucking up their customer base. So quit doing that shit.
Right. Because each photographer should have their own style. Some of us are still trying to find our style, but if you alter someone's work, it's not a good reflection of their style.
Correct.
And so someone might say like, oh, I don't like Studio 62. I don't like the way they look. That ain't really my style. But it really was your style, and it was something that you preferred, but they just messed it up.
Right.
Any other do's and don'ts that they need to be aware of, or any rules of the house when they come to the
Listen,
studio?
rules of the house at my studio, make sure you took a bath before you come into my studio.
Oh, shit. People got bad hygiene?
Listen, how do you come to a photo shoot musty? That's all I want to say.
Some people don't believe in deodorant, Carmen.
But listen, that's a mess. Especially when you're wearing club clothes and you're
They just came from the club.
We don't want to smell you. You need to be fresh. Hygiene is important.
Is this a common thing?
It's happened several times. More than you would think.
Damn, people out here bathing?
Out here funky at the photo shoot.
Men and women, are we talking about just
both?
I've never smelled a man.
Oh, well, hey, bitches, nasty.
It's the women. It's the women. But I do deal with more female clients than I do men.
Damn.
I've had maybe a couple.
It's hot outside, Carmen.
Okay, it just got hot outside.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's
What you trying to have it out there?
And it ain't even hot yet.
No.
So that's the bad part. That's the winter funk.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Wow.
You know, it take you longer to get funky in the winter because you ain't sweating. So what's really going on?
So do you deal with more women just because your gender, you believe?
No, I think I do with more women because more women take photos.
Yeah, that's alcohol leaning toward more women.
Yeah, I think it's
men out here catching themselves on a regular basis like women do.
If a man takes a photo, he's taking like a headshot. He's doing something because he has to do it.
Work related.
Yeah, it's professionals. But I don't have too many men. They do come in for their birthday shoots ever so often, but not so much. It's mostly women, or they come in with their families. That's why I get a lot of men when they come in to take family pictures, but like solo pictures, like girls take solo pictures. Men they don't really do that.
Gotcha.
Unless it's like, y'all did y'all branding shoot. It was because y'all doing a business thing. Men don't just say, hey, I want to take my picture today.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, let's pause right here, guys. Take a quick commercial break. We're going to, on the backside, we're going to rejoin Miss Carmen and continue talking about her business, photography, and it may go some other places. We'll see.
Yeah.
Follow 501 Witty on
Bye.
all social media platforms, my bad. And subscribe to the channel, please.
He fumbled a little bit, but y'all know what he was talking about.
But yeah, everybody know I got that list, that tongue, and that salivation happening, bro. And, I ain't gonna have no complaints. But yeah, we'll see you on the other side of the commercial break.
This man.
How's it going, gang? Dr. Wrong here. And in my line of work as a sexual health doctor, I run into some unique circumstances from all my clients. Examples such as, I have a question, it's okay to have sex on the day 3 of a menstrual cycle with my woman? Good luck with that. You may have to watch when she's a burner when you're done. And the next thing I always get, proper hygiene is always a question. I say, yes, please, let's take a bath between sexual partners. I mean, at least do an O bath or something. But before I go, some great prescriptions and overall advice. The guys at 501 Witty, subscribe to their YouTube channel, watch their podcasts, and just support one another. Like I support my clients with their strange ass. Have a good day. And doctor's orders.
Okay, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that brief snippet commercial from Dr. Wrong. That man, that's something else. But yeah, we're back with Mr. I'm thinking of Mr. Wrong. I apologize.
This woman got a nice body. You tripping?
I apologize. My bad. I'm
This is a woman.
Look, I'm thinking about Mr. Wrong.
Had 2 kids. I'm very
I'm thinking about Mr.
She
Wrong.
produced children, bro. What are you
Mrs.
doing?
Carmen Bradford.
Jesus
We're back.
Christ.
We're back.
Yeah.
But on the front end, we were talking about the photography part of your career. Let's get into the videography. What do you do as far as like videography? Like, do you shoot like small films or just like what do you do with it?
So I can just do like brand promotional type things. When I was a kid, I was like, oh, I want to do movies and stuff. But yeah,
welcome to my world.
That's a big beast.
I like it's a lot. It's a whole lot. And not to say that I don't like that, I just haven't gotten my creative hat on to get back into things like that. So I usually just do like small brand videos and things for my clients who have already booked branding photo sessions. So those videos are a quick upsell. And then of course, since I am the photographer at Philander Smith College, like 99%, 90% of the videos that you see on Philander's YouTube and social media, I did those. So I'll do videos for whatever various campaigns we're running over there, Christmas messages, any type of holiday messages, things like that. So whatever they need, I go shoot it and edit it and shoot it out.
Gotcha.
So how many cameras do you own?
3.
Ooh.
Now, you guys talk about this, because I know you love this type of tech and specs. What specific camera do you like to use on a regular basis? What's your go-to camera?
Well, my go-to camera currently is a Canon 6D.
You deal with Canon, don't you?
Yeah, that's a beast.
Yeah, and I'm looking to upgrade. I should have been upgraded a long time ago, but you know, some people spend a lot of their money buying new equipment. You know, because a good lens might be $1,000. A good camera, $2,000-$3,000.
My man right here, he got it out on something like he been cherishing and for a while.
Bro, honestly, like I had my eye. I'm wanting to upgrade. I'm gonna stick with Canon because I love how the system operates. I love everything about Canon. But I had my eye on the R5, the new R5.
Okay, mirrorless.
Yeah, I'm definitely finna try to go mirrorless.
I'm going mirrorless.
Yes, definitely finna go mirrorless because I was talking to what's the guy name in Bradford? Bedford. What's the dude name? The glasses. Yep. I was talking to him and he was basically telling me that that's like the future now. Like mirrorless, like they finna do away with DSLR. But I have my eye on the R5. But Canon recently just dropped a R3, I think. And that sucker right there so cold, man, but that price is even colder. So I think I'm just going Look, I think I'm just gonna go with the R5. Cause I'll feel comfortable spending about $2,500 on that versus I think the R3 was like damn near $4,000.
Ooh. I would imagine that kind of investment you're gonna kind of keep it for a while.
That type of investment,
for sure.
I'm keeping that. That's probably gonna be my daughter probably gonna use that camera when she get older.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
cause bro, like if I drop that type of money on the camera, best believe it's not going nowhere no time soon.
Right.
So yeah, that I like Canon overall. I love Canon.
I agree.
I feel like not shitting on Sony at all because them what you call them? What's them Sony cameras? The A7 series, the R3s and 4s. Oh my freaking goodness! Them cameras right there.
Nice quality.
Bro, they basically do the work for you. Like you don't gotta do nothing. If you got your settings right, on that camera, man, you can get the picture straight to the camera right there. But I just feel like Sony. I shot with a Sony camera before. It's not bad. I would just have to get used to it. But since I came in the game with a Canon, I'm definitely gonna stick with it. I tried Nikon.
Most people stick with what they come in.
Yeah, I tried Nikon. No, over with. I can't.
I don't care for Nikons either.
Nikon put out some good quality, but it's just I feel like the camera is too complicated for me to figure out.
They say Nikons are like iPhones. And that's what they say, and Canons are like Android.
So what is the Sony then?
I don't know. Sony is a BlackBerry.
Oh. Who the hell uses that shit?
Don't get me lying. A lot of people like Sony though. Sony and Canon is really taking over, especially the mirrorless game.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
Quick question, real quick. I know y'all talking about photography, whatever, in regards to the technical stuff. But talk to you like any future plans, like expansions, like what's your overall end goal or a goal that you want to reach? All right, this is my next level. What is that?
I'm actually, and see, I'm the type of person that I don't talk about what I'm gonna do. I just do it.
Oh, okay, my bad.
But no, I tell you something. But it's only I'm just saying it's only a few people that know exactly what I'm doing. But I'm working on expanding right now.
Okay.
And so hopefully. By August 29th, which is my mother's birthday. Oh, backstory. I didn't even tell you, Studio 62 is called Studio 62 because my mother was born in 1962.
Oh, okay. Shouts out to mom.
Yeah, so my mom, she passed away actually in 2010. Okay. And so that's really when I picked up a camera because I told you I was going through some things.
Yeah.
And then all that stuff. But I really picked up the camera probably like 2012, 13, something like that.
Okay.
But when I was called a touch of sugar, I was actually called a touch of brown sugar.
I remember that.
You remember that?
I remember seeing that on Facebook. Yep.
I was actually Brown Sugar Designs. Let me do that. I was Brown Sugar Designs, and it was just a design company, graphic designs. Then I changed to a touch of brown sugar. My mama was like, "That's too ethnic." I was like, "Really, Mom?" She's like, "Nah, you need to, be universal." So I dropped the brown. It was just a touch of sugar. But then people thought I made cakes and cookies and stuff.
Gotcha.
And then so I was like, I just need to change my name.
No, that's fact. Word association is real out there.
Like I used to have a touch of sugar on the back of my car with my number and stuff, and like random men would call me like, "What kind of sugar you got? Can I get some of your sugar?"
So OnlyFans would be popping right now.
They was too much.
Shout out to Gary.
G. Austin.
Go ahead, man.
But Studio 62 is like a homage to my mother, and actually my office number is her house number. And so I had to track down her house number. I went to AT&T, went to Comcast, went back and forth till I finally got her number.
Okay.
And so when you called that number, that was the number that used to be, her house phone.
So she lives forever for real.
She lives forever for real.
That's what's up, man.
For real.
What's her mom's name? Just shout it out real quick.
Kathy. Shout out to Kathy Carmela Bradford.
Already.
Shout out to Kathy.
Yes, but on her birthday, August 29th, I will be opening something very new.
Okay.
That's not in Little Rock, period.
What?
It's not here. But it's going to be an expansion of the studio.
Hey, man, get your money, do your thing.
Yes, I'm super excited about it. Hopefully, I'm still in works with getting the lease together. I've been working with contractors and all of that, so it's not quite done yet.
But the blessing's coming.
But the blessing's coming. It's 6,700 square feet.
Can I ask a digging question?
Yes.
Okay, so you said it's not in Little Rock. Is it still in the state?
It might be. And I think it's one. I think it's one in the state.
Oh, so this is multiple.
But it ain't it though. It ain't it. Mine gonna be it.
Okay. I'm just gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna let her, do her thing with that.
Hey, congratulations.
Yeah. So are you still gonna keep the studio?
It's actually, the plan is to have 2 studios.
Okay.
2 separate studios. So I'll plan to have a psych wall in there. I plan to have an audio room too, so people who do podcasts and stuff, they rent the little audio room. That's the plan. I'm working it. Thank God for my father, because that's the money man.
Shout him out.
Shout out Galen Bradford, always and forever my daddy.
All right, Pops.
So I'm like, Dad, I need to make a move. Can you help me? What you need? I told him what I need. He said, I got you. So
that's awesome.
Just that easy.
See, a good support system, people who believe in you. Look at that. Black people doing, hey, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's that. I will tell you though, when I had a boyfriend, my daddy won't give me no money.
Okay, so you single right now?
Nah. Yeah, kind of sort of.
She got friends.
Yeah, I got friends. I got 8 friends.
Hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I understand.
I don't friend hop.
So are you still gonna keep 62 right here downtown, right?
I think I'm not.
Oh my God! So,
hey, but if it comes with expansion.
Yeah, we're gonna have to link and talk now. For real, cause
Hey,
I think you'll really like the new spot better, anyways.
Okay.
And it'll be Bobby T's location.
Yeah, that is so true.
Good.
Just keep that
and
in mind.
I can get you heads up so you can be the first one to know.
Hey, I'm saying, I'm sorry to throw that up. I had to.
Could be.
Man.
I didn't even look at it like that.
Should.
Could be.
This is what you got me for, bro.
Yeah.
Big bro here for you.
Yeah. This is my manager right here.
Come on, get it.
I'm the producer. I
you,
make people connect.
You do good work too. You really do.
Well, thanks. Thanks for coming.
Don't blow his head up.
No, I have a very.
You're hilarious.
Any other ventures that you're getting into that maybe, as far as business or things that people may not know about you?
No, that's really it. Y'all might not know I'm a choir director.
Church. We was speaking about church on the way to
She missed church to come here today, guys.
I sure did.
And I told her don't feel bad because, hey, Jesus lives everywhere, God's everywhere, and
that is true.
A building does not, justify or qualify you for where you are in your connection with the Lord.
That is very true.
We can have church right here.
You can't have church anywhere. You can't have church anywhere.
Yeah. That's true.
You can't have church by your damn self.
Where 2 or 3 are gathered together.
There you go.
There he is.
Yeah.
There you go.
So that's why, and I'm gonna say this myself. Listen, this is not their view. This is mine only.
All right.
Oh, he'll cover his ears. I said, I love the Lord. I love Jesus. I love all that. But I said, fuck church. The physical location. That's just me. I'll leave it there.
So, but why? It sounds like you got some church hurt.
I was just about to ask.
She said church hurt.
It's time for
the church. Tell them on the door where the church touched you. But,
oh my God.
but no, I just think that I don't like the aspect that we've turned religion. It's been like this even before we were born. It's turned itself into a profit organization. I really don't like that aspect of church. Not knowing God, how it was when the first Christianity first came about. I'm pretty sure the Lord didn't want His message to be a profit business.
Should I comment on that?
Go ahead.
You can say anything you want to.
We open.
This open podcast.
I can see why a lot of people think like that. Because there's been a lot of pastors or church
bishops, apostles, whatever
you want to call yourself, depending on what denomination you are.
Yes,
but there are a lot of people who have not done right by the money that people have given to the church, and it might seem as if it's a profit thing because you see the pastor driving a Jaguar, he got a personal plane.
It might seem it is what it is.
Or whatever.
It might.
True.
It is there.
But at the same time, the purpose of church is for fellowship. And the purpose of church is so that two could come together. So if you got $2 and I got $2, we could do a whole lot more with 4 than we can with 2. And then people have to remember too, the church is a building and it has bills. And so the bills do have to get paid somehow.
You can talk about the Lord outside.
But you can talk about the Lord outside, but you cannot fellowship the same way without the power of your money put together. You cannot, say, in like my church, I've been in my church literally my whole life. This is my mother's church, and her water broke on a Sunday. And she was at church. And I was born on a Sunday. So, I've literally been in this church my whole life. But some churches are not transparent about their finances. They're not transparent about what they're doing with the money. They're not. So my church, and it's crazy because a lot of people were like, your church do that? My church gives a monthly statement of what they do with your money. They give a quarterly, we do a church meeting where you literally go line by line and you know exactly, well, they spent $5,000 on this. They spent $6,000 on this. It's very transparent when it comes to finances. And then that's probably where a lot of people go wrong with because their churches aren't doing that.
And also, I'm sorry, we're time crunch. Not really crunch, but
okay.
There's other things I'm going to go to because you asked a question. The other thing, too, is not saying your church. I'm speaking just
church in general.
There are too many things in the community that could be helped out with the church's assistance that they're not doing. From the homeless to the overall neighborhood itself.
Speak on it.
Having a safe haven for people to come through from, getting them out the streets from crime. They're not as active in the community as they should be.
I can agree with that.
And that's the problem with me. Back to you said about being transparent, that's all well and fine, but listen, you do not need a building to fellowship. You do not need it. You do not need it. And also, I don't think pastors, bishops, apostles, they should not be making a salary. People say, well, that's all they do all week is church. Now get a goddamn job. You can still be you could be the head of the church.
I disagree with that.
That's my opinion in regards to that. Like you say,
I can't speak on that because I don't know what pastors do on a daily basis.
They're there
so a church is a pastor is like a CEO. He has to make sure that he makes the final decision on whether something is paid or whether something doesn't get paid. And then he's a counselor. He's there to guide his parishioners. He visits the sick, he visits the homeless, he visits, you know what I'm saying? That's what he does all day. That's why a lot of churches, if they're smaller churches, the pastor does have another job. Because you can't take care of yourself off that type of income. But these bigger churches, that's all they do all day.
And they don't pay federal taxes.
Churches do not pay federal taxes.
Yeah, so
why is that?
Because, go ahead.
Churches don't pay federal taxes because it's a religious-based business. And
so how can you charge religion opposed to try to separate the church and state shit and all that shit?
Because the money, so it's just like if you give to any charity, because most churches are 501c3s, and a lot of them aren't, but a lot of them are. It's when you give your taxes, that's nothing. When you give your tithes, you can write all that off on your taxes. So it's a business too at the end of the day. But you don't have to, I agree with you don't have to be in an actual building to worship. But when you have a central place where you can go and be around people who have gifts unlike you, then that helps mold you and grow you as a person. Because I can sit and read the Bible all day, but I only know what I understand. And so if you have someone who is maybe stronger in their faith and they can sharpen you, iron sharpens iron. Yeah. If you have questions, you have someone you can go to and ask those questions. Yes, if you are hurting and you need support, you have people who are in the same boat as you and y'all can support each other. So that's really the point for me of church.
I have a question. Do you think, I've heard a lot of people say this, and I see some truth in it, but then again, I don't. It's kind of up and down for me. Do you think religion separates us as a people?
Yeah.
I think people use religion to separate it. As a people, as in black people, or as in people
overall.
So I think religion, especially Christianity, and it's really, I mean, it's sad, but if you know the history of Christianity, I think always use it as a tool to separate people.
Yeah, they were crusaders. They would leave certain elements of land, use that message as like manifest destiny. Like, God gave me this, so I got to remove everything around here to claim this land.
They spread the message of Christ, and if you didn't, because you know the first Christians were the persecuted ones, and then they became, because Constantine or Constantinople, he wanted to unify the people. So that's why a lot of Christian holidays are on pagan days, so they could bring the people together. But at the end of the day, it was like, if you're not a Christian, then you're not good enough, and then they were persecuted. But even here in America, when it comes to white people worship over here and black people worship there, we all know that's because of slavery. Yeah. And then it's just something that just continued on. But there's a lot of, especially in Little Rock, there's a lot of more mega churches that are more mixed churches. Mm-hmm. And so, people are coming together to worship together. But I think that on the base of, Christianity, if you wanted to worship with a black person or a white person, you can, because it's all the same, until you get into these little bit different denominations. Mm-hmm. And then that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, I won't go that too deep, because that's another problem that we have in regards to just religion as a whole. Right. And we all come from the same God, and we also believe in the same God. Why the fuck we are separated in the way fellowship we believe and shit like that?
People interpret the Bible differently.
And which is a shame. Because I'm pretty sure if God was in the flesh in front of us, he'd be so fucking disappointed. Mm-hmm. Which is why if he come back and destroy this motherfucking earth, I don't blame him. We fucking up.
He said he's coming back, honey.
I don't blame him.
It'll be fire next time.
And also, too, is this, I've seen situations where people are in bad situations. They look for the church for some kind of, like, relief. Mm-hmm. And the church make them pay back. Like, ooh, you got a payment plan? Like, I was in a tough spot.
What?
Yeah, see.
They had a payment plan?
Mm-hmm. Pay church back. Hey, we gave that, paid them bills.
See, that's why people are church hurt. Because that's what
why they church hurt.
Well, I'm not church. I'm just not going. I don't fuck with it. I mean, I
ain't never heard nothing like that.
Yeah.
Dang.
That's crazy. Like, I can say my church, like when I was like at the bottom, you don't want people in your business.
Yeah.
So you don't really tell nobody stuff. But when they happen to hear about certain stuff, everything I needed. And when when my mom passed away, I was in college, and I made all F's that semester. And I made all F's the next semester. I tried to do it, I couldn't do it. I actually had my baby, and my mom died 2 months later. And so I was doing too much, and I just couldn't do it. So when I went back to college, I had to pay for it because I couldn't get financial aid because all my F's. And I was just in the fellowship hall one day talking, and I was like, I don't know how I'm going to get back to school, but I really want to go back to school because I really want to change my life. I'm tired of my life being like this. And my pastor called me, and the next day, he said, how much is it? I said, how much is what? He said, how much is your tuition? And he wrote me the whole check.
Wow.
Right there. And he never asked me to pay it back. Yeah. I would say I pay it back because of what I do in the church. But they do pay me. I get a check from the church too, but they pay me too. But I feel like he's never asked me to pay him back though. And it was the church's money. It was never asked to be paid back. So
that's what's up.
I just think it's the church you go to, because not every church is a genuine.
Right.
People think they've been called by God and they really haven't.
That's another thing. That's a mass. That's not just in the black community. That's just across the land in regards to just churches in general. Mm-hmm. Another thing that's in the church that's like, what the hell? These people supposed to be. I know we're all not perfect and never will be. But I've seen people come to church, supposed to be one of the Lord, singing these hymns and Bible verses and singing church songs. Mm-hmm. But literally in the parking lot talking about such because she fucked up on a certain note in the choir. Why she always singing shit
I
like
know, I'm a choirist.
So if you watch a good show to watch and give some good examples, guys, Greenleaf on Netflix. Watch that shit. That's a good example of how churches are in general.
Gospel.
But see, then I want to say that's the church. That's the people inside of the church.
Yeah, but that's why I said I understand the religion is separate in myself compartmentalizing. I get that. That's why I don't need to go to the facility and deal with these people, because they not right. And they're not right over here either. They're not right over here either. They're not right over here either. Because I've been to multiple churches and had conversations with multiple people over my 37 years of existence. And it's all the same. From white churches and black churches. I've seen it.
Well, I get that too.
And so I'm like, I ain't fucking with that. Because
but if you think of church, if church is supposed to be like a hospital, and you only go to the hospital if you're sick. So we shouldn't expect to see perfect people at the church.
No, I'm not. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, because if they was perfect, what they at the church for?
Ooh.
But the thing is, once people get into a church, they get comfortable and they just start doing things just because it's there to do, and they're not really working on their soul and their heart. And so you have to get in a place where you're there to get whatever you need to get from there, and then work on your heart, because at the end of the day, it's your soul that's going to be accounted for. You can't account for no one
That's
else.
why I go. That's why I don't go. 'Cause I can do it outside the church.
And
I
that's
have,
your
my,
choice.
I have my personal relationship with the Lord. I do speak to certain people on separate like lines as far as conversations we have on the phone, or people I know in person that we have these conversations. I get fruit from that.
Mm-hmm.
If I go to a facility where all that toxic energy and people, like I said, I agree. People are trying to keep themselves together, but at the same time, I ain't talking about this 30 or 20-something-year-old person. You got sisters of the church, mothers of the ministry, deacons, all this stuff. They're 50 years in the game. Y'all still not grown at all spiritually. Get away from me.
That is true.
Like, it is a constant cycle. This ain't just happened on my time on this earth. This has been going on before I was even thought about, before my parents even met. This is going to be continuing after I leave this earth. So that's why I said, me personally, I'm not going to no church regularly, because I am done with that aspect of that part of the world. I'm going to have my own relationship with God.
You're supposed to.
Yeah.
And so with that said, he understands my heart. Mm-hmm. He knows where my mind and my soul is at. So I feel like, hey.
You should come to my church, though.
I probably won't.
Probably not. People about to say I probably will.
No, probably hell no. Not going. I'll be fine.
Oh, well, you just want
to
try.
This is me. Shout out to T-Rock. If you watch it, he don't watch it. But this is, once I see facts and understand certain things, I'm not going to wait till I'm 50 to start like, oh, you know what, I'm learning. No, if I see something in the moment, I'm good.
I mean,
I got enough information, all I need.
you can visit once.
Nah. I've done a lot of once with other people. Nah, I'm good.
It's so funny.
Woo! So I'm good.
It's so funny.
You have your facility, your grounds, and have your songs. Pass it off and turn around 3 times, because, hey, we a little low on these funds. We're going to get this.
We do not pass our offerings around.
I'm not saying this. This is not speaking to you specifically. But I'm saying I've seen it. So anyway.
You are so funny. They do that.
You let the church be heard this financially. Oh, we're going to go ahead and, the Lord, blah, 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 blah. They passed it. Didn't they just pass this plate around 20 minutes ago? Mm-hmm. It's not even on the program to get passed around twice. It said offering once. What's going on? So, yeah, I seen that too. Like, what the hell? Don't let it be like a pastor's anniversary or church anniversary. Oh, that play come around 4 times.
You gotta just came up.
Oh, that part. They have visiting church coming to celebrate with them. That's cool. It creates more finances.
It does.
For the church, like
that's the point of those they're called high days, like Women's Day, Men's Day, and
all that. Because there's nothing. I don't like that part, because it's a business, too businessy.
But that's why everybody's church different. But like my church, if we say like it's Women's Day. We gonna raise extra money. Trust and believe we gonna raise extra money, but you gonna know we gonna vote on it. We gonna say, okay, we're gonna raise extra money because we want to remodel our kitchen. And so when you give extra money, what it's gonna do. And then 3 months from now, we gonna have something new in the kitchen. So, but everybody don't do that.
How about we give that money and take care of outside the neighborhood?
They do that too, like my church.
I'm saying this. That'd be a nice thing. It is too. Okay, this is my perspective on the world. God has provided everything. Resources, stuff like that, for us not to be struggling at every level. We should not be struggling. He gave us water. He gave us the soil to grow crops, to produce food, the actual animals to slaughter, to eat for as meat. And also, he gave us clean air if we take care of the air that we breathe. And with that said, we should not have the homeless population we have. People should not be struggling. Now, that gets to the more political realm, but I'm saying when it comes to church,
I was about to say that's political.
Yeah,
but I'm saying, well, we should, but the church itself, we should be the outreach collectively. I'm not saying just one church. I'm saying, if it's 30 fucking churches in the ghettos and the hoods, why don't see all these 30 churches come together to take care of the community, to make sure these young children are led in the right direction? These homes, hell, cut grass for a weekend. Hey, let's go cut the neighborhood, this 36th Street, 32nd Street. Over in
there's a lot of churches that do that.
I'm not saying they're not.
But I think
singly. I'm saying from a plethora of masses. We should come tag team this whole community in the city together.
That's a whole nother beast right there.
But I'm saying it's not happening.
It's not happening.
And if I was the head of a church, if I'm a pastor, I'm the CEO, right? I'm calling every black community church in my neighborhood. Listen, pastor, listen over here, right now.
Maybe you should become a pastor and do that.
No.
I do not see that happening.
No.
Well, I'm just saying, I think If people have good ideas, and they should do it. But I think stuff like that doesn't necessarily happen because people don't like other people stepping on their toes.
Yeah, so we gotta pull the ego out of there. God, we both have God in our lives. And God will be head.
But there's a lot of churches, especially downtown area, that feed the homeless because that's where.
No, I understand. Some people are doing that. I'm not speaking specifically to here. I'm just saying as a whole, collectively, and that's not happening. It's not. I go from Little Rock to Baltimore to Seattle to LA, Mexico City, Paris, France, Australia, and Sydney.
It's a lot of them with food kitchens and clothing closets and.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a lot of them. But then you have two things about these smaller churches.
Help them out.
Everybody want a church now. And you should.
Because it's a profit. It's a business. Why not?
I think not necessarily because of the profits, because everybody wants to lead their own thing.
It's a starter company. Let's go.
And they want to be in charge of their own thing. Like churches break out. Like my church has been broken off like 3 times. Like the congregation splits and then they start another church because they don't like what the pastor did, and they split again because they don't like. And so everybody wants to lead their own thing.
At that point, you're gonna have too many chiefs and not enough.
Exactly.
Correct.
That's what's wrong with the church.
That's what's wrong with the
world. Period. Tell people they can find it real quick so we can.
Studio 62 INC, Facebook, Instagram, website.
Thanks for coming.
Carmen Bradford on Facebook.
Thanks for coming for real.
I enjoy myself.
Yeah, man.
And when everything kick off later on, you gotta come back and give us an update.
Yeah.
Don't forget about us.
Of course
we get
not.
too big.
Of course not.
And we won't forget about you once we,
yes.
reach the top leader. So.
Yes, we all going up.
Yeah.
If it's up, then it's up, right?
And they say it's stuck.
It's stuck.
It's up, it's stuck.
I like when it's stuck.
Anyway.
This one.
Yeah. Go follow the channel, man. Go like, subscribe, share. We're just trying to grow.
Black people helping black people. People in general.
We've been doing this for 2 years now, and we're gonna keep rolling. We don't see any plans of giving up in the near future.
T-shirts, $15, white and black.
Yeah, we got the shirts back here still going for $15, man.
We love y'all.
Yeah, just support your people.
That's all I ask.
Yeah.
Hit the like button.
Yeah.
Share. Subscribe.
Support your people.
Support your people.
It's free.
Amen.
That part.
We out.